So when we talk about decoupling data, it's abstracting the data from the application. So a CRM is an application, but the data that lives in it is completely independent of that, and it should be. And so what we try to do is decouple, pulling the application and the data as separate entities, because there may well be, and I think this will sort of speak to most charitable organizations, NFPs, there may be a better platform that lives for what your intended service is than what you currently use. Now, if you're locked in, and we've seen this so many times, you get locked into a roadmap that's not particularly in line with your business strategy. Once you've decoupled that data, you can then make that independent decision to switch and move. And Annie, you've done that recently. We've spoken about this, Patricia, about how you help people with that. And I'm sure, Trevor, you've said that before, that, you know, that ability to take, for example, a business card, digitize it, and then add that to a platform that isn't necessarily, you know, locked in. It's the data that comes with that is so crucial. And decoupling that then enables a business to be able to be flexible too.
So Christoph, I'm going to kick it straight back to basics for a second. We're talking a lot about data. What kind of data points, can you just rattle off a couple, might we be looking at for NFPs and charities that we might need to collect?
Look, it's that movement, and I think it's from sponsor to supporter is the term that we use, that we hear quite a lot. And I'm sure, not, you know, seeing everyone nod, it's that data point starts where your interaction with the community, and I say that it's not just charities or NFPs, but it's community, clubs, you know, all those sort of services that help. It's that understanding of that. Firstly, it's the quintessential. So the data that we're talking about, the data points are, what is it you do? Who is it that you serve? What does the profile of those people and the community and the clubs and the charitable organizations look like? And what is that you can then benchmark to show what your service is doing for them? And it could be just as simple as Annie's particular was around, you know, how do we engage with the people with eye health issues to move them along? So have they shown X, Y, and Z, shown signs of any glaucoma or any eye health degradation? What does that look like? And so what are those key data points? And that could be, just for one example, and another example could be, Pat was talking about, you know, we've got a whole different Jewish community that are supporting a certain service, but they don't actually know who's being served by that. So the data points may not be to a demographic, may not be to a specific type that we currently serve, but knowing that and those touch points and being able to prove that makes a big difference to a business and a charity.
So Christoph, what are the costs involved with capturing and analysing data?
Good question, Rachel. Look, there's various ways that data can be captured, and the thought process that I think we addressed earlier was around the fact that certain platforms can be used. So the costs of hosting on that platform, the costs of storing, etc., are certainly something to consider. The reason I bring that to attention is because if you get caught in a roadmap or a locked-in platform, often those costs can escalate. And for an NFP, that can be, you know, the difference between being able to serve and being able to put on a headcount for, you know, marketing services, or even in being able to support that Bunnings sausage sizzle that Trevor's going to put on. And so it's understanding that data in those platforms, because then you can then look at decoupling. And I say that again, because once the data is yours, and as a charitable organization, NFP, etc., that data becomes your asset, and you can move that as you need it to find yourself a platform or a service that could be more effective or in line with what your business does at a slightly cheaper point, and then being able to use that return on investment so that you can actually serve the community better or increase operational efficiencies. So there's many ways that the ROI can turn around.
Nice.
I think,
so Pat, sorry,
I was just going to add to that, that it's about thinking like a leader, right? We're all leaders if we're working in this space. And so it's actually saying, what do I want? If I get the crystal ball, what's the best way to actually store and manage my data and use that data? And what platform would that look like? And that's it. We often inherit platforms that might have been good in their time, or maybe we even got them and they were rubbish then, you know, and that's where you feel stuck. And so once you're stuck, you're always trying to work with what you've got. Well, you're never going to do amazing things if you're stuck in this, you know, with this noose around your neck. So it's actually about, that's right, decoupling. I love it, because it's saying, I want to have ownership. I want to be able to say, if I want to move it from here to here to here, if I want to use it in these ways, I can. And so it's actually saying, and particularly data is going to therefore be transient in this modern generation. You've got new systems getting launched all the time. And so I want to have a data system that it might only be here for 3 years and then I might move. It's a bit like moving house kind of thing. Well, I want to know that I can move to where I want to be for the best value of the business, not stuck around a system that was written, by tech heads for any industry. We are all special and we should own that, right? And so make it work for you.